me. Feed me more. Feed me more.
The Ryback Show starts now. Welcome to the Ryback Show Friday Live. I am the big guy, Ryback. Thank you for joining me, streaming on YouTube, Ryback TV. Subscribe, turn on notifications. Twitch, Ryback Rules, and Periscope. We're back on Periscope today at Ryback. Over here on TikTok, the big guy, Ryback22, 1.9 million followers, about to hit 2 million, hopefully in the next week on there. We hit 1.7 and then we hit 1.8 like a matter of like 2 days later. So it was pretty crazy. We've been on a little bit of a spurt, slow down since it goes up. It's hot and cold. It's cold again right now. It goes red hot and then it goes cold, but other things stay red hot. So I don't necessarily understand that on that because it goes, I mean, it's a drastic difference from millions of views or hundreds of thousands to like staying like at 1,000 views or 2,000 or 3,000. And then they'll like creep up over time. But yeah, so that's what's going on, guys. As always, this podcast brought to you by Feed Me More Nutrition Premium Supplements, sweetened with stevia and monk fruit, no artificial sweeteners and colors, vegan friendly for men and women, available on feedmemore.com. We are also on Amazon. We are going to be continuing to improve the Amazon pages. We have another reseller who's going to be our exclusive reseller over time, redoing all the product pages. We've got the Shell Shock currently done through them. The 10 count creatine just got finished, is going to be, we're waiting for the other seller to run out, and then they're going to be taking over that. And then the brain feed is also going to be going up on Amazon. Then we got GTS, the go to sleep, and then the big guy testosterone booster male performance formula that we're going to be having to change it to for marketing purposes moving forward. Like you can't use fat loss for marketing. You can't use testosterone booster, but you could use weight management formula. You could use male performance formula. The supplement doesn't change, but some of the verbiage has to. And that way we can market it efficiently and continue to grow this thing and continue to grow Feed Me More Nutrition. I am very, very passionate about this and making this company as big as possible and giving people the best option in supplementation. And there's so many more things I want to do. It takes time. It takes patience. There's a lot going on in my life and getting my health back and everything with WWE, but we're going to get there. And I thank you guys for the love and support. We started with 3 supplements and we're now up to 13, with 2 Sweet is about to be out in the next few weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. And the blood sugar support formula. And I'm so pumped. And we just use natural ingredients from food that work. And when put together with other powerful ingredients, allow me, allow all of us to reap the rewards of, what do I stress, a proper diet with supplementation, with supplements that come from nutrition. So thank you very much. Feedmemore.com. Save 20% with discount code Ryback Show 20, Ryback Show 20. Get your orders in, guys. Stock up. Available worldwide. Worldwide shipping $34.99. As much as you want. Canada $19.99, but everywhere else in the world $34.99. We pay the difference on the shipping. So if you buy multiple things, it's worth it. And thank you. Let's get on to the show. We've got super chats are always encouraged here on Ryback TV. And your questions will be pulled up on the screen. UFO Factor Fiction, thank you for the super chat. Have a great weekend on my 4th month of being vegan. Thank you. Congratulations, man. It's just going to continue to get better and better. And if I played a part in that anyway, thank you. And if not, thank you still, because you are doing us all a service by going vegan. And I can't stress that enough. It's the number one way to make a positive impact, not only on our lives and our health, but on the world, on the climate, on the planet. And we need every vegan we can get, and it's going to continue to grow. Mark my words. Anything I've ever said, you can go back and watch. Mark my words. Todd, no, I went to the Nacho Daddy. We have a new feeding time video out, by the way, guys. I went to the Nacho Daddy on Sahara. This is the one that I went to. Holly from Denmark, thank you for joining me. Brandon, good question, brother. Great to see you on this Friday. What would be the biggest thing you see other supplement companies um, doing that shell shock you? What do you make sure you do differently with your products? First of all, the majority of the supplement companies use artificial sweeteners and colors. That right there is a major red flag. If you have a supplement company using artificial sweeteners and colors in their products, you got to X them out right away. They are telling you to your face they don't give a damn about your health, and that's point blank. I don't care if they offer. I don't care if they offer other products that are better and whatnot. If they do like a little natural line or whatever, they are choosing greed. They are choosing greed over capitalism for good. And that is, I have a major issue with that because that's where all our problems come from. So that's first of all what we're doing. The second thing is, and again, this a lot of all companies, and I could speak from experience on this, getting ingredients and supplements third party tested is very expensive. And I've been lucky enough to get in contact with a very good testing company that is doing the products at a very good price for me with that. And I've done that throughout and just for my own well-being, but my manufacturer out of California, I've got a very good relationship with. I know the owner. We follow each other on social media. We've text, we've had phone calls. I've gone over there and had meetings with him. They're big wrestling fans as well. That gives me a little bit of reassurance, and knowing them, that I know that they're not cutting corners, and they never have. They never have on anything, and everything always comes back on the third party testing, and it is expensive. And I think that's one thing. It is very difficult for every company to do, but again, I have my background in this relationship with them and doing the testing. It makes me feel good that what we're delivering to people is what is on the labels as well. But like I said, the main thing is the aspartame and sucralose and the artificial colors. They don't belong in supplements, and you can't. And oftentimes too, the big thing companies they're looking at profit margins. They go, oh, it's business. We got to have the biggest profit margins possible. No, you can make money, and you don't have. If you're focused on profit margins, then you're not focused on giving people the best. So my first priority is giving people the absolute best. You know why? Because I give myself the best, and I have love and respect for myself, and I would never do anything to sacrifice that in my brand that I've tied my Feed Me More mindset to. Feed Me More Nutrition is just an extension of the Feed Me More LLC. With all of this, the hashtag hungry. That is an extension. That is one area of the extension. I will not sacrifice my mindset for anything. Even, I can make a lot more money using cheaper ingredients, but we don't. And we don't just give one ingredient that works. I give you guys 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ingredients in different bottles of stuff at the appropriate dosage that work. So it's not to say that there's not other companies that don't do good things. I could just tell you from my experience, and there's not another supplement company owner like me. That's not a knock on anyone. I've been doing this, and I became passionate about this stuff at a very young age when I was a young teenager, from watching my mom with the different herbs and then making my own formulas in my 20s because of all the options out there being absolutely horrible and me spending a lot of money on those horrible options. So it was one of those things. If you know me, I like winning. But I want everyone to win on that. And that's where I say capitalism for good. Selling isn't bad. The whole reason why selling has a bad rap is because of the horrible human beings that have done capitalism for bad and selling for bad. When we sell for good, and when I know I'm giving you guys a great product, it's the best thing in the world. I win, you win. You get a product that actually doesn't, that what I say it does, what the label says it does, everybody wins, right? So that's how we're different in a nutshell. Do I think AEW is going overboard with the number of stables they have in their company right now? It's like over 10 big stables right now. That I watched the product. Yeah. So the deal is when you have stables like that, it's a great way to get a lot of guys on TV. But then you're dealing with guys getting lost in the shuffle. And that it comes down to, at the end of the day, it comes down to you got to know how to get yourself over. And if you don't, or if you're nice, like you were like, and I'm just going to give you an example. and I don't. This isn't this. Not that I don't have anyone this applies to specifically in AEW on this that I've seen. But if you remember Nexus, there were 7 of us, 8 of us originally, then 7 after Dan was gone. Right? I ask you, did I stand out in Nexus? I would say yes, by all accounts, with the feedback I've seen and from what I've seen up there when I watch. One, the way that I look, my demeanor, my intensity, right? But I also, if you notice, I was always involved physically. And if you ever go back and watch when we would beat guys up, I was always and this is a shoot. The other guys would have to pull me off so they could get punches, because that I needed to be the rabid killer. If I would have sat back and just watched the other guys, I would not have gotten over. And I know how to get over. And I've always told them, I go, guys, pull me back as hard as you want. I'll find a way to get back in the mix. I'll find an opening. And we did that, and it worked. And not saying everyone's gonna, but it's just a mindset thing. And you got to know when you got to get yours, and you got to know who your character is. And I can't look and be the way that I'm and be shy and be hesitant. And I think when you got a lot of stables, people have to then self-reflect and find, how can I find a way to individually get over within this group, not at the expense of the group, of like burying the group or anything like that, right? And I think, like, for example, the stuff I would do during Nexus, and you can talk to Heath and the guys and ask Darren Young about it. And I used to tell them, guy, if they would get mad, I go, just pull me off. And they would. And I go, that makes them look good, that they want to get theirs. And then what does that do? That raises their intensity. You elevate everyone around you. And it's not, you would never see me go and like shove somebody out of the way to get myself over. No, wait for an opening, get in there. As soon as that opening, strike before anybody else. And there's ways you can get over within a group. So I would say being in a stable is not a bad thing. It gives a lot of people a lot of opportunity to be on TV. It's up to the individual at that point to use their social media that we have available now and their TV time to find a way to stand out, to get over within the group without sacrificing the group. Does that make sense? But they do have a lot of stables, yes. But they also have a lot of guys that are individual, and that's a way to get a lot of guys on TV. If you break those groups up, now you have a big roster of guys with a lot of guys you're not being able to monetize in any way, right? So it's strictly business on all of this. But if you're in a group, you got to find a way to get yourself over. I plan on going back, guys. Everything is, I got to get my shoulder a little better. I've been doing ultrasound and shockwave therapy anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes every single day on my shoulder, and sometimes longer, and all my scapula, and the tissue around my scapula is breaking up. And we're getting, it's a lot of work. You just got to trust me. I know there's some people that think I just use social media, people that just don't want to acknowledge anything I've done with Feed Me More Nutrition. And I don't care. I know who and what I am, and I know what I'm doing. And I've taken great care of myself and put myself in a position to come back and be able to do great things. And guys, it's going to happen. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. I'm telling you, because if you think I've not done everything I've gotten to get to the point that I'm at, even to be able to be as healthy as I am, I just got to get my shoulder a little better. And then we're going to be able to turn on that switch, crank that engine once again. And it's going to be go time, feeding time, whatever you want to call it. Guys, I'm not eating a steak. I've been vegan over 14 months now. So I'm not eating a steak. Yo, Man of Steel, good to see you. Thank you very much. Good to see you guys. Sorry, I haven't recorded all week. I don't even want to say the word. I think that's why I'm not allowed to stream on Instagram right now. I think I got a temporary suspension on live streaming for talking about the C word. And they for posting some of the videos where the people, because there's nothing else that would have got me kicked off of that. So, because that's the one thing that's why you haven't seen me posting on that as much. Because I was like, now they're gonna, because that's costing me money, and it's costing me impressions even further than what it was being affected on that platform. So, because I was getting, that platform was starting to get pretty decent, and nowhere near as like TikTok, but yeah. A new one. Thank you very much. I appreciate all the love and support from you guys. I was telling you I wasn't able to get on all week because of the extra time. So much time has been spent on this shoulder. I took a whole week off of weight training, and I got my shoulder appointment tomorrow, which I got to get the time confirmed here in a little bit. And I'll be doing a 24-hour to 36-hour fast. And I think we're going to get more tissue than we've ever gotten tomorrow because of all the ultrasound work I've been doing all week. And I finally been able to get the ultrasound on my scapula and all around it. And I'm looking forward because in my weight training, I could feel the area. I got it, my scapula stuck in certain areas, which is causing the problems. But the good news is I've broken so much tissue up. I know I'm going to get that tissue also. And with the softball and with the ultrasound heats up the muscle so high with such an intensity, and that helps soften it up. And it even breaks up scar tissue. I'll hear the tissue popping with the ultrasound on. I go, this is crazy. And I've told you guys I can't expect anyone to understand this, but yeah, Russo has, and again, so no, Russo's part of the WWE deal. WWE is working with the social media companies, former talents that they are not happy with. They have banned on nearly every social media account. And I say banned by their impressions, and it goes on. It's all the same deal. Go around and look at these guys, and mine's that I have a high following. I would say to where it's very noticeable on that. But you go look at a lot of these other guys. Some of them have 1, 2, 300,000 followers, and it's the same thing. You got to ask yourself, how did these people, just because they're not working for a certain company, they have their followers, why are their posts not being seen by the same amount of people? Because it's people following them that like them, right? Now, I would say now maybe their growth slows down over time from not being on TV. That's a very, very realistic situation. But you should not lose impressions. And I'm telling you guys, it's going to come out. It's not me being crazy. It's not a conspiracy theory. They want everyone to be reliant on the business. They don't want people getting attention outside of the business, and that is strictly with WWE. I asked, when else have I lied to you guys? There's no reason for me to lie. I know what's going on because I know what I'm going through legally with them. I'm telling you what's going on. That Andrew Yang guy and whoever else he has with him, they need to look into this. That's why I post the things I post publicly, so that it's on record of what is going on. Because then in time, the situation will be made right. You can't be popular on other platforms too, like I am, and lose followers since 2016. Russo is part of that. He left, he spoke up. They punish you illegally with their partnerships on that. It is illegal what they are doing. It is going to be, I don't care if they're a private company, it is going to be deemed illegal in time what they are doing, because social media, they were restricting people from getting attention, from growing, from making money, and from having brands. And luckily I found ways around that in various ways, but pure evil. It's childish, of course. And I don't expect anyone to understand, but just imagine you have a business where that relies on your reach and what you're doing, and you've worked hard and killed yourself to get that reach. And then they go, no, we're going to put you on 0.5 impressions. Look at my YouTube. We have 79 people watching live. I've almost got 400,000 subscribers. People are not getting the notifications when I go live. Some people are. The majority aren't that have them on. And that is their way of restricting. So then what happens? Then a video doesn't get a certain amount of views by a certain period of time, doesn't fall into the algorithm, doesn't take off. See where I'm going with this? It's insane. What do we got here? Super chat. Any familiarity? I can't say familiarity with the supplement NAC, N-acetyl cysteine. FDA is trying to remove it from stores because people are using it to alleviate. Whoa, I did not know that. I've heard of that. Yeah, actually, a company, AST, makes it, and I've taken it in the past. I did not. I will look into that, though, on what's going on with that. Thank you very much. That is of interest to me. And that's crazy. They're trying to remove it. It's been around this long. I know a lot of companies that do the IV drips, I believe, use it as well, if I'm not mistaken, with the glutathione, and there's a few other ingredients that they use with that for recovery. Thank you. I'm going to look into that. Cannot say the word. Yeah, no, Vince Russo is a very smart guy. And so here's the other thing. And I understand Vince's frustration. You know, this is because I go through cycles of like where you want to, like, it makes you very angry, right? You can't, the key is you can't stop. You got to keep fighting, but you got to, a lot of like, I know what's going on because I know the forms they sent me. They wanted my social media, and that was their big mistake. Those forms that they sent me is going to come back and bite them in the ass. And I promise you of that, because I've gotten them on everything on this. My goal is to get healthy and to get back, and then we're going to take care of business. I'm going to be very vocal when I'm back. I promise you. I've told you guys this all along. What they are doing, and it's not, they are doing it to a lot of other talents, and it destroys their lives. It destroys their lives. You can't tell me people that have spent their 20 years in the business, known by millions and millions of people worldwide, can put a tweet out and nobody likes it. But yet, like, fans could tweet stuff and get thousands of likes. How's that? You got to look at yourself and go, why? They have a huge following already. There's something going on far deeper than you guys understand. And it's Vince's partners with all these other big businesses, these big tech companies with that. And it's very easy. It doesn't take a lot of effort. You give them a list. They go on a suppression list where they are only seen by a very, very minute following of their followers, minute portion of their followers. And that's what happens. I just hustle like an asshole, and I've been able to outdo it to a degree on certain things, but they've shut me down on other things. We've seen it. So yeah, Man of Steel. It's the same. It's the same deal. I get emails and messages from people on this all the time on YouTube. You know, it's definitely very frustrating. TikTok. Good to see all of you guys. What else do we got going on? But the other example I'll give you is I go on TikTok, right? And I'm about to hit 2 million followers in 22 months, in under 2 years of that. How many other wrestlers? We got the Great Khali and The Rock are the only two ahead of me on that. And I guarantee you they've been on a hell of a lot longer than me with that, right? And it's so you don't just take off on something with the same content that you're doing across the board, and you don't put out a post that can get 20 million views on TikTok and likes on TikTok with that, and on Twitter, 100 people like it, right? Or 10 people. I like a lot of them. It's just not. And then I show the impressions, and you see that only 3,000 people were shown the tweet. How is a tweet supposed to get millions of views if it's only seen by 3,000 people, which, by the way, with a great engagement rate? That's what's supposed to be making the tweet be seen more. That's why I post those, so people can go, wait a second. Average engagement is 0.5%. I am always above that by a lot. Now, there's some that where it gets closer to that, but even then, I get nowhere near the average impressions that, like I've said, 10 would probably be the average. That's kind of across the board with social media. 20% is a post that is good. I've never even had that since I left. So, and I put out a lot of stuff that I feel warrants that, but it is what it is. We just got to find a way to make the most of it. I love you guys too. Thank you very much. I don't do a lot of stretches, Brandon. I do some warm up stuff. Ever since going vegan, I'm so much more flexible and I don't have the aches and pains and tightness in my body. I used to stretch for 30, 40 minutes every day, sometimes more. I don't even need to. I can now stretch in like my groin and stuff. Like because I've always for wrestling, I'm big on doing like a lot of hip and groin stuff. And even if I don't do stuff for a while, like even today, I started doing some groin stuff, and I go, oh, they're a little tighter from not stretching them. They loosen up so quick, and I'm just like, this is being vegan is the key. It gets rid of inflammation and just. I see people spending so much time stretching, and I just you got to ask yourself. I like to make the most efficient use of my time. Stretch before or a warm up before certain activity. But unless you need a certain level of flexibility to hit a certain position, like in one of the acrobatic shows or something, you got to ask yourself, what are you doing it for to that degree? I want to be as strong, as fast. I want to have the best endurance possible. And I want to have great range of motion through the motions I need. I have met Stevie Richards. Very nice guy. Yes. Tropical Night. I hope your brother's doing good. Thank you very much. What are my thoughts on Braun Breaker? I like Braun. Me and him in message and follow each other. We've talked for years now. Well before he got into wrestling. I'm very happy for him. And I didn't know he was, because I know was doing the football thing and had something with the NFL briefly there. And then he was at the Performance Center, and now he's on TV in a very short period of time and doing very well. I like him a lot. And I'll tell you why I like him. He's a good guy, but he's a big, strong kid. And I like his intensity levels. That's just going to get better. He's so early on into his development his natural tendencies are already so good. And I'm just going back and looking like when I got into wrestling and I had to overcome just letting myself just be me. And once I got that confidence, it was game over on that. But like he's just going to continue to get that confidence, and he already has a high level for where he's at. So I like him a lot. I think he reminds us too of everything we liked about the Steiners, right? And he has Rick and Scotty in him. Just the way, like he reminds me of Scotty when he's talking at times, but of Rick, physically with that. So it's going to be pretty cool to watch him develop, and that's a guy that would be cool to me and him wrestling at some point, because it's of the conversations, and that's just between us that we've had over the years. I'm very happy for him. He's a very good guy. Hey, big guy, have you met the Young Bucks? Would you join the Bullet Club if asked? No, I don't. I don't believe I ever have. If I did, I didn't know I did at the time, and they could have been extras at TV or been up there at the time I was there, and I was just in my little bubble. But I don't recall ever. And I've always heard of them in things. But yeah, we'll have a run as a 3-man tag, the Rybucks, at some point. I think that's inevitable. I like them. I like what they're doing now more than ever with everything with the Elite. They entertain me. They've stepped it up on everything and with everything they've done. But I think it's cool for guys. I've done independence and done all that, but I didn't come from that world where they came from that world, and they faced a whole other, everyone faces hate and critique in different ways. And I've faced a massive amount, and I'm sure they have, I'm sure they're facing more than ever being on TV now, and in the position they're in. And the key's just blocking it out and having fun and having a good time, and because it goes by quick. So I'm happy for everyone over there that I'm like, if I never did anything with pro wrestling ever again, I'm happy that there's just another organization and people are making money and being treated good. Thank you, Big Time Spencer. That's a very cool comment. And I remember this. That's why I know we could recapture this again, because I remember the level that it was. And I'm very grateful for it. But he goes, you were the talk of my high school back when you first became Ryback and whooped the Shield and CM Punk every Monday. People who didn't even like wrestling were talking about you. It was awesome. Can't wait for your return to wrestling. Thank you, buddy. And it was, I remember, man, there were videos of high schools doing the Feed Me More and of different sporting events. And I go, man, we have something really big here. And they took it all away. And I didn't like it. But as a physical actor, you embrace whatever role they give you. And, I look forward to being in a role where I'm able to capture that energy all over again. And I believe that it will be a very realistic possibility in the near future. TikTok? Cameron, you're going to do an impression of me and send it on Twitter. Thank you, buddy. I can only imagine what that impression is going to be. Brandon asks, would I ever consider acting in TV shows or movies? I talked about this, and there were things I like being a business owner and an entrepreneur. Never to say never. I do believe I would do very well in that, but I'm very happy. I've learned that the happiness is so key. And I like, being famous is not a key to being happy. It can be maybe for some people. I can't speak. I just speak for myself. That's not one of the keys that make me happy. And if you have like dogs make me happy. That's why, and I've done everything, and I'm very passionate about my dog, Sophie, and little guy, and making decisions based around keeping Sophie alive, because she's just an awesome, amazing little ray of sunshine. So, not to say never, but I like the life that I'm living, and I want to go back to pro wrestling because that makes me happy too. And if something fit and it was possible to do, I would say I would not rule it out. But right now, no. Man of Steel, I just caught part of that, but the GTS, it works. I got to do a promotion with that next week, get that in more people's hands. My mom said, thanks for the GTS, said, boy, that stuff knocks you the hell out and don't feel the slightest grog in the AM. That guy seems smart. Tell her I said, thank you very much. And she's welcome. I created that for me. So I know. That's why I know with people and like what we're doing on Amazon, we're going to be so big on Amazon with this company, with what they're doing and the marketing behind them, because the products work. And when you're able in the supplement industry, when you actually can deliver a product that works, and we won't say every time for everyone, but for the majority of people, right? It's a cool thing that's happening here. So, but that makes me feel good because I needed it. I was popping the Benadryl and NyQuil every night and waking up feeling like death every morning and taking more and more of it to knock myself out. And the GTS, I take it an hour before bed. I tell people, I actually got to do a new post on TikTok. I found new marketing ads on doing the stitches on TikTok. I got to do another one for Brain Feed. I got to find a video of somebody doing something really stupid, and then where it's just Brain Feed, high-powered brain support, money back guarantee, feedmemore.com. Something like that, like I did with the fat burner with that chick from White Castle. And my buddy Shane Hartline sent me that video. He goes, bro, you got to stitch this. And I was like, well, I don't want to make fun of the woman, right? Like I go, what am I going to say with this? And I'm sitting there eating my breakfast yesterday, and I go, why don't I just do a promotion for my Shell Shock Extreme Fat Burner on the stitch? That way I don't have to make fun of her, because I don't want to make fun of her, right? That's not going to be good. There's nothing classy about that. And I try to stay away from that. Like, I might post videos of heavy people, but I try to stay away from like knocking them in any way, shape, any way possible. Or knocking them. Classic big guy. I'm not a bully, being a bully. But yeah, so that's what we did. And I found we had a huge day of sales for the Shell Shock Extreme Fat Burner yesterday and today because of that video. So I'm going to start doing more marketing videos of that style. We've got a super chat. Super chats are always appreciated, guys. Thank you. Thank you. How much, simplistic ask, how much red wine do you recommend drinking once a week for weight loss and health benefits? So I'm just going to tell you, like, they say with red wine that if you drink that daily, 10 ounces is the limit on that. And you got to measure it on a scale. You don't want to, because so few people do that. I would say, though, just having grapes, and I have grapes in the morning, but I do believe the benefits of alcohol with mental relaxation, when put in strategically, have huge benefits that we cannot measure. And I can tell you, it's all about control. That's why I do it once a week, and I have my red wine once a week, and I go into my fast after it. I say you got to find that level for you based off your body weight and size that you could drink the red wine, and I recommend drinking a fair amount of water with it, that where you don't become belligerent and drunk, where you can get a nice buzz from it, where you can go to bed, you get a great night's rest, and you can wake up and not be hungover. And you got to find what that level is for you. I could do 2 bottles with a gallon of water and wake up totally fine, as if I'd never had anything to drink. At the very least is my mouth might be a little dry when I wake up, if I don't wake up and have water at some point in the night. And that's it. I don't sit there like, oh, and I know that's my limit with 2 bottles that I will keep that at once a week, which is the equivalent of like 8 beers to 10 beers with that. But I find red wine to be the most harmless of everything, because I could take my time, drink it with water, but I get a nice relaxation benefit from it. I look forward to it all week. It's something to look forward to. It keeps me disciplined all week. And I go, man, I can't wait for Friday to come around to have some red wine and just chill out, watch a little bit of wrestling, and go to bed and get back on track and do my fast, get my shoulder better. So there's going to be a lot of people that can't do 2 bottles. That's why I said you got to know your tolerance. You got to have just you want to find the sweet spot. And I can't tell you what the sweet spot is. Great question, though. Hey, Walter, this is good. Hold on, I want to get to this question. Walter says, hey, Ryback, is it normal to get mad when I hear people talking poorly about you? Half the time it's people's podcast clips, but I take it a bit personal because you've helped me, my family, and my friends. First of all, thank you very much, Walter. Second, so this is, I don't listen to any of this stuff. We know, if you follow me and watch me, you already know. So whenever you're doing something and I left on my own terms, I spoke up about the things that benefits all wrestlers, not just me, with things. I've won everything. I've told the truth about everything. I've told you guys everything. I've exposed everything going on with that, right? And then they put out a lot of negative things, and a lot of people read those things and believe them. I've dealt with this. I can't tell you how many times I get a message from people that say, I hated your guts. I believed everything I read about you. And then I started watching your stuff, and I realized that I was an idiot. I get that more often than not with that. And I don't even reply back. And I just delete, because I don't care. People are going to do, whenever you're doing something with your life, I'm so confident in who I am, and I know the truth, that I've just quit worrying about all these people that just want to just hate. They are just filled with hate, and they're talking about stuff they're reading. So it is what it is, Walter. It's I would say don't listen to it. Block those channels and just not out of hate or not out of anger, just block them and don't listen to them. It is what it is with that. And it's, how many other people do shows where they just try to answer questions? Do I talk about myself on here? Yeah, because I got a lot of people that I get questions for that I give you guys updates on what's going on. But somebody might tune in for one time and go, Jesus, Ryback just talks about himself in the beginning of the show. Yeah, I'm giving updates so that because I don't get back to all the emails and DMs that I get asking when I'm coming back, why did I leave? So I try to, you got to continuously educate people on that. And then I go to answering your guys' questions. How many other people spend time answering questions? It's part of my brand and part of what I enjoy doing with my company and my whole Hungry Feed Me More nutrition deal, the hungry mindset with that. So I just go look at the facts of everything going on and then make decisions based off that. So, and a lot of those people, I tell you guys, don't read the dirt sheets. They don't like that. So what do you think dirt sheet people are going to do when you go, someone says those things are trash, don't believe them. They're going, well, that's how we make our living, by exposing lies and writing about you. So you don't like us, so we don't like you even more. And that's what happens. So no time for it, block, continue just living my life, focusing on my goals. They're going to buy a ticket every time. And the fact of the matter that I could be gone this long and they're still talking about me just lets you know I'm going to come back in a big way. That is greatness. That is it. And I have that energy inside of me, and I always have, and it's never going to die. I'm the only wrestler that WWE has wanted their social media, demanded their social media, and suppressed to this level. You got to ask yourself, why is that? Because they know. They know the energy that exists. And it is what it is. And I've done a lot of self-development and work to have that energy. Dennis, thank you very much for your I just want to tell you thank you for your food videos because I find myself in a very low depressed point. I turn on one of your videos and it always makes me laugh. Dennis, thank you very much, man. And it's really cool to be able to do those. I tell people with that are eating by themselves, that are lonely, throw on a feeding time video and eat with the big guy and get some laughs. And I get it, man. I get it. I travel alone and do a lot of things. And I know a lot of people. I hang out with people at different points, but I do a lot of things alone because I enjoy it. A lot of people don't enjoy it though, and I understand it. And laughter is a way to relieve stress and really, really enjoy life. And I learned that through the book The Secret, on my quest of my hungry mindset and the law of attraction and going after things. And I try to just share with you guys some of the little gems that I've learned that have helped me and some entertainment along the way. That's legit says, I just ate and you weren't there for me. You got to turn on the YouTube, my man. I'm always there for you. Jake, good to see you, buddy. Jake Truman, thank you very much. Hope school's going well, buddy. Iraq, good to see you. I got to see what Iraqi food we have at Vegas. Is Iraqi food vegan? I will check it out though. Everybody on TikTok, I see you guys over there. Thank you. Thank you for all the love and support on TikTok. We're about to hit 2 million over there, guys. Hold on, I'll get to this super chat. Walter, I don't want to miss yours. Completely understandable. I just get pissed when they quote you and it's like 10% of what you actually said. I know the truth as always. Much love to you, Ryback. Thanks for being positive. Yeah, brother. If people are doing that, man, it's crazy, right? They're just simply just trying to just make money in a very bad way. And I always just say their karma is going to come back to them in another way. And you got to look at a lot of these people that do shows like that. They're playing to a low brow audience that is not going to look into it or anything. And then if that's an easy way, well, Ryback said this and then they lie. It's unfortunate. That's why I put out the content that I put out. And I tell you, easiest thing to do, as long as you can get people to either love you or hate you, that energy can be converted very easily. So I've got the people that know me and follow me that love me, right? Great. Then we got all these people that read the lies or the things that are whatever, and they have hate. That is energy, and that energy can be transferred over to love very, very quickly. So, and again, once all this stuff and once everything's back, all that stuff's going to be washed out so quickly. So, key thing is they're still talking about me this time, this much later, right? Very good thing. It'd be better if it was in a positive way, still a good thing. Because a lot of people hate what I'm doing and what I've been able to do. I had to block you, buddy. You can't don't quit asking for plugs. Let's see. Super chat, Drew. What's up, Ryback? Catching you while on vacation. Question. I know we're all different, but how much moringa do you take daily? I do. So I follow the directions on the supplement facts on the suggested use. I don't have my bottle with me. It's in my cupboard. I do 2 capsules twice a day on that. I'll have to look and see what the milligrams are, but I just follow the directions, and it's an organic bottle of moringa on that. I don't take any more or less. I literally take exactly as it's suggested on that, and I'm very happy with it. So, but man, I'm going to try to grow a moringa tree in the spring. That's the best time to try to grow them in Vegas so that it can be hit or miss out here. But I'm going to try to find one that's pretty developed and see if I can make it happen. I'm a big fan of it. Brandon, thank you on the feeding time videos helping your depression. How real was what promo? I don't know what promo you're talking about. Adam, man, very cool. Adam says, Ryback, before I watched your streams, I was a mess weight-wise. I went down from 252 pounds for my age, 30, and I'm now 182 pounds. I follow your regimen, and it's helped me massively. Great job, buddy. So cool. I love hearing stuff like this. That's the hungry mindset of just being your best, man. And if I can inspire some people to be better and get happier and improve their lives in any way possible, it's a win-win for everybody. Great job. That's it. You're doing it and inspire other people. Pass it along. Is there a wrestler you ever trained with that shocked you with their strength? No, I'll tell you, Daniel Bryan's really strong though. Daniel Bryan is much stronger than your normal everyday person would think. He's strong. He's strong in the weight room on different things, but he's got very good just grappling strength as well. That a lot of people might not suspect. My real name is Ryback. I was born Ryan, though. My legal name is Ryback now. I love they wake up unlimited energy and they kick out immune system support. What are my thoughts on it? I think they're the best supplements on the planet. I use all this stuff every single day, guys. This isn't like a gimmick or like that's why the time is what is making this successful. If I wanted this to be a gimmick, I would have sold this stuff for a year or two and disappeared. Like this is my life. Like it's going to be the biggest thing ever because it works. Like it's everything that we put out on that label, I will not put out unless I know 100% for sure it works. I will never risk that ever for $1. I will rather lose money than sacrifice that. So You're getting the best supplements man money could buy. And I give you guys huge discounts. Ryback Show 20%. I sign up for my email, my text message thing. We just gave a bottle of Shell Shock and Brain Feed away for free yesterday and the day before on the email and text message alerts for people that spend $60 on the website. You got $70 of supplements for free. Don't tell me man, I've learned marketing. I've learned how to get my supplements in people's hands. And I've learned as long as I provide value, I will win and people are going to win. And I have an over 80-something% returning customer rate every month. That's unheard of in the supplement world. That's because I'm giving people value of stuff that works. And I got the water bottles coming in. I've got the gym bags, the drawstring gym bags coming in. We got the other gym bags. We've got a bunch of different accessories on there. And I always try to find ways to give you guys value. I know not everybody has all the money in the world. I understand that. And I try to, like, I'd rather, even if my margins are a little smaller, I like people being able to still get my stuff because I still make money on it. Maybe I don't make as much as I should, but at the end of the day, I got customers that are happy, and that's the goal. Brandon, tell your wife I hope she feels better. And I'm sorry that she has COVID. A lot of fruits and vegetables during that time. A lot of fruits and vegetables. Get some hummus too, unless she doesn't like hummus. Hummus with vegetables goes very well. Oh, I know the wake up element energy works. I take it every single morning as soon as I wake up. It's kick ass, man. And I look forward to getting a ton more flavors for you guys in time. I don't know. I might be coming out to LA in November. Just had somebody reach out about doing appearance in LA. So, and I gave them the contact for the guy that does my appearances. So I may be coming to LA very soon. I will be in Fayetteville, North Carolina, this October 16th and 17th at the Fayetteville Comic Con, signing from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. So if anybody's in the Raleigh area, Fayetteville area, please come on out and say hello. I believe there's going to be several other people there if I'm not mistaken, but it's going to be a fun little event, and I'm looking forward to meeting all of you out there. I've got a good friend. My good friend Nicole lives out there, and we used to do a lot of fun videos together here in Vegas. So I'm looking forward to seeing her when I go back there. Yeah, Jose, it's 16th and 17th in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I believe they're working on an appearance at a UK Comic Con in April. I don't know if that's sticking or not. We probably will do the booking. That's all going to depend if I'm back wrestling by that point or not, or back on TV. I'm anticipating I'm going to be back on TV before that time, or hopefully if everything works out. But I don't know for sure. You never know for sure in any of this. I love Bobby Lashley. I've got a lot of respect for Bobby. Me and Bobby have always gotten along very well. I think Bobby is one of the hardest working pro wrestlers, like in just what he does, fitness and endurance, and he trains very hard. I have a lot of respect for that because not everybody does that. That's why I always will have. I've always gotten along with Bobby great. I think we're very similar in a lot of ways, and obviously different in other ways. But I have a lot of respect for Bobby, and I'm very happy that he was able to go back. I thought his run as champion was fantastic, and well deserved. Well deserved. Would I ever go back on keeping it 100? Yeah, I love those guys. I love Disco and Conan and the guys over there, Joe, the team that they have. Great guys. They're in people like that. Wrestling fans, and again, I know things change and whatnot, but the insight pro wrestlers give is superior to any insight fans can give. And I've always been baffled by people thinking otherwise. But it is what it is. I've never retired, so no. I never did meet Viscera. No, I always liked watching him. I loved King Mabel when I was a kid. Him and Yokozuna used to scare me, though. They were so big when I was really little. They used to scare me. I used to be scared for the wrestlers wrestling them because I was afraid they were going to fall on them. Weird Ryback psychology as a kid. What else do we got going on? How's my love life? Fantastic questions. It's amazing what people will ask. I'm a very happy man. Let's just say that. Mark, I met you at Buffalo at Catalyst Fitness. I know that gym. I think it used to be a Gold's, right? And then it changed to Catalyst, or was it always Catalyst? I know the location, though, because I used to always go to the same one in Buffalo. Years ago, whenever one of my buddies was afraid of you to ask you for a picture, LOL, you were super cool. Thank you, buddy. That's everyone at that gym was always really nice. I enjoyed that gym a lot. And they had the little section where the punching bag and like the and the platforms and then the turf over to in the back of the side of the gym. And I believe the stretching section was up the front. And I remember as you walk in the front desk, which I mean that's any gym. That could be just bullshitting. Just walk right in there's a front desk. Duh. But I remember the gym. Bathrooms are on the left side, if I'm not mistaken. And but yeah, buddy, thank you for tuning in. It's crazy. I traveled for a good period of time and places so much, and then it's like when I went back to Albany, it brings back memories of being on the road because like you take it for granted, like your place is so much. You're there, like it seems like you're there more than your home almost because you're at places like 2-3 times a year, over and over and over again. So you just constantly are remembering being in these places. And then all of a sudden, then you just stop traveling. And so now like I'm traveling again and I go like to the airports and to the get the rental car and get the hotel. And I'll go to a gym. I go, oh, wait, I used to train at this gym. It's been 6 years since I've been here, or 5 years. It's crazy. So I enjoy the memories because I feel like I haven't changed. I feel like I was like frozen in time. And like I'm getting back to a chance to relive through my youth all over again. So I'm looking forward to everything again. In a really good place mentally, physically, financially, like where I think I'm not as stressed. Because before with my injuries and I was dealing with a time of I wanted success so bad. And with my injuries, I knew I was kind of like the clock was ticking, and every day that passed, it was getting worse and worse. And my pain was getting worse and worse. I just remember sitting in showers every morning and like my back and shoulder were so bad. And just sitting in there, not even in hotel showers for 30 minutes, scalding hot showers, shutting the door, putting a towel and letting it steam up in there to get my body limber enough to go train really hard, to then go get injected with the pain medicines and then go wrestle and do it all over every single day. And now to be just like wake up pain-free and not have to do any of that stuff like that, it's crazy. So, but that's why I want to get my shoulder so I don't want to be in pain anymore. I don't want it to get hurt again. And it's not like weak in a way, like where I just got to get the scar tissue away and we're going to be clear. I was hurt my entire time wrestling after my ankle injury. So, and I was blessed to even have what I had as a career with my ankle. To come back from that was a miracle. And I've been blessed. So that's why I know I'm going to come back from this, because I've come back from a situation that was actually just as bad with the ankle. So. Reaper the Ripper says, are you ever going to do that plutonium number 9 million? Probably not, man. And I say probably not. I still have it. I have all the hot stuff sitting up there. I just don't see I think that tuba terror was the hottest thing I've ever done at 16 million Scoville heat units, and with those extracts. But it's the one thing I didn't do on all the heat challenges, and but never say never. But I don't. I'm pretty happy not doing the hot stuff anymore. I stick to just the basic hot sauces on my foods, and because a lot of those things were the extracts, and I'm never going to go into competitions. I have no desire to do that. I think it for me it would be the unhealthiest thing I could ever do. So I get inflamed really bad internally with that, and I don't think that is good to do, and I don't need to do it. So. Super chat, Mike D says Matt Bourne, Doink 2022 Hall of Fame. Big fan of Doink, man. I remember Doink in the WWF, was it WWF Raw? The Super Nintendo game with Razor Ramon, Diesel. Who else was in that? But I remember Doink being in it. I love that game. And I can't remember I believe it was the Super Nintendo version. It probably was on Sega as well, but Super Nintendo is what I had. Well, that was a long time ago. Tuba Terror stupid did it twice. Yeah, bro. I've done the hottest things. I did that Tuba Terror on an empty stomach in my 104-degree hot tub at the end of the summer years ago, 3 years ago, probably now. Was it 2 years or 3 years? I can't remember. Maybe it was 2 years ago, 2.5 years, 2 years. Worst day ever. 5, 6, 7 hours. I remember my mother had the dogs, and I was sitting on the stairs after I showered, after it hit me, and being just completely immobilized upstairs for a long period of time. And thinking like, am I going to have to call an ambulance, or like I wouldn't even have been able to drive myself to the hospital, or like I would have needed a ride. And I had to go into like Ryback toughness mode of like, I'm going to overcome this. And like, it was just so I didn't become a little bitch, because it was the most pain I've ever been in on anything internally, stomach wise. And my entire stomach was burning, and in the pains and the cramps, hours of it like subsiding a little bit where you could breathe, and then just hitting for like 30, 40 minutes of like, you need to throw up, but you can't throw up. You can't even move. Oh, just, it's like a war flashback for the big guy. Did I miss a super chat, buddy? I didn't see any. Let me look. I got the Matt Bourne, Doink the Clown one. The reason I didn't respond is because there's not any other super chats. I have had an MRI with contrast. Yeah, I think I've had it done twice my entire life. But yeah, I understand your concerns on that. I think if you get it done once, you're going to be all right with that. Then tell yourself you're going to be all right. I think mindset's a big thing on that too. But they are better at getting readings for certain things, and if that is a priority, I would at least get it done once. I've heard women, moms say it's worse than childbirth. I've heard women say that as well. I can't, obviously, if I come out and say, oh man, I've done things that are worse than giving birth, like I'm not in a position to say that. I've heard women say that as well. And I felt like if that is, then I had a 6-hour labor, 6-hour childbirth that day. Cause I was sitting on the stairs and then at my dining room table, sipping on ice water, and then finally was able to eat bread and a banana to get it. And that's when it started slowly getting better. I've heard that as well, though, my man. I don't remember. I don't know if have I been to the link? Is that the deal? I've been to what's the deal with the where you could drink alcohol? I've been on that once. Went on a date with 2 chicks once. And we ended up there. Random. They were here for like the Olympia or some fitness thing, and that was years ago. I've had a good life. The only energy drink I drink is my Wake Up Unlimited Energy, available on feedmemore.com. Yeah, no, this is a great question. What are my feelings on rib injuries? Hard to heal. They're painful, man, and I speak from experience. Roman Reigns, I've talked about this, and I never no heat on Roman or anything like that. I would say if anybody ever hurts me, I take the blame. Like on that. That's why I always am fascinated when wrestlers will be like talk about other guys hurting them. There's no worse thing you could do for yourself than talk about like, oh my God, that guy was so rough, he hurt me. Ah, Jesus. Like, goddamn. Like, can you expose yourself? Can you imagine if a UFC fighter was like, God, he was just way more than I expected. He was really physical. God, he hurt me so bad. Like, but like from a toughness standpoint, that's the last thing you should do. And I get pro wrestling is different and there's respect. And that's why, and again, never hurt anybody with that. But the rib injury, I had my ribs broken when I had Seth up Elimination Chamber and Roman speared me where I pulled Seth on top of me for the 1, 2, 3. It cracked 2 ribs. And I had to go wrestle Punk, by the way, with all the rib stuff. I was the one that wrestled Punk with cracked ribs, by the way. His were never broken or cracked or bruised. And we've got this confirmed many times through and in WWE and the doctors, it never even existed. That's why I will shut that shit down every single time. And did you ever hear me going about bragging about it during the time that I'm like, no, it's just bullshit. Well, it is what it is. But they tried to inject me with this pain medicine before the match. And I'll never forget, I had to wrestle Punk over in, it was like Qatar or Dubai. And we had a huge flight, long flight over there. Oh, I was in so much pain. And I remember I wrestled so gingerly that entire match. I was in so much pain. We got through it. We did the whole match. And but the pain medicine didn't work for 1 or 2 of the matches that we did. And but I feel like it took 6 to 8 weeks to really feel confident and normal again. But that was working 5 days a week with that 4 or 5 days every week. I think if you take it easy and rest a good month and don't do anything for a month, I think you can get better pretty quick. I would do a lot of like cold baths as well if you can. I think that would definitely speed up the process of helping flush out some of that inflammation. But yeah, I've learned with injuries, if you just got to take off. If you try to just do things, oh, I'm going to do this and do that, we're just fooling ourselves. I'd rather just take time off now and get better as quick as possible than get back to training. Then half-ass it for like 3 weeks and then have to half-ass it for another 3 weeks. And then kind of start picking it up. I don't know. That's just me though. Roman, thank you very much, my man. Hey, Ryback, how do you forgive someone when they do all the bad stuff that they've done to you? And I've had a lot of experience with this. You just try to stop thinking about them. And I'm not like a lot of these, like the people, the gurus and certain people. First of all, love doesn't solve hate, right? This was a big mistake with MLK, that love does not conquer evil. Evil is evil. If somebody breaks into your home and is going to kill your family, kill you, love does not conquer that. Love will get you killed. It's bullshit. And so many people are caught up. You could be positive and love oriented and love in as much as possible, but you got to know when to drop the goddamn motherfucking hammer. And that is just life. Otherwise, you don't exist anymore. And it's the way that it is. But with that, when it comes to people that have done bad things, success is the greatest revenge. And in success is focusing on your own shit and what you got going on and quit thinking about them as much as possible. That, in my experience, is what has brought me the most joy. Because if you sit and dwell and think about what they did, what do? You get mad. What are you going to do about it? What you're not doing is working on your goals. I can tell you that much. So that's where I found just working and focusing on what we are doing in our lives. Success is the greatest revenge. Quit fucking thinking about them. When you think about them, think of something better. They don't deserve to be in your fucking brain, right? Don't let them occupy space in your brain at all. Have so much other stuff going on. And this is what I do. I tell myself, imagine you just won $1 billion, $5 billion. Imagine how happy you would be. You wouldn't give a shit about any of that, right? Success is the best revenge. Super chat. Andrew Muzichik. And I know I botched that last name. Muzichik. I honestly can't say your last name. Would you say that the Shell Shock Extreme Fat Burner could be consumed by all ages, or would you not recommend it to certain age groups? I think anything with supplements, 16 is always the age with me. But I think fat burners in general, even though we use all natural ingredients, I think if you're a kid, I think I focus on nutrition. And I think then when you unless you're like a 16-year-old competing in a bodybuilding contest and that sort of thing. But if you're just your average run-of-the-mill 16-year-old in kids in general, I don't think you need fat burners. I think that if the priority should be on proper nutrition. If you have a kid that's overweight and they're really young, then obviously they're consuming a lot of processed foods, no doubt, probably 100% of the time. So you got to look at it. Okay, nutrition education, what fruits at what times, what vegetables, plant-based, vegan, and looking at how can we get their metabolism firing and get them off these processed foods that are making these evil corporations billions of dollars, millions of dollars, tons of money, and ruining my child's life. Nutrition. Nutrition solves so many of our problems. I promise you guys, I will never lie to you. Nutrition solves many of our problems. I eat plates of the carrots, celery, beets, tomatoes. What else do I throw on there? Sometimes some olives. And I've gotten rid of all oils. I don't use any oils anymore. I got rid of those probably a couple months ago, 8 weeks ago. And I've gotten even leaner and in better shape, which that's not an indication of health necessarily, but I feel even better. And I really think though, consuming things though like vegetables and consuming our nutrition, and I use a little bit of hummus with it, I am so happy. Like I look forward to that meal more than any other meal of the day. I promise you guys, if you get away from the processed foods and eat more of the foods that we were given, that God gave us on this planet, you're going to feel better. You're mentally going to be better. You're physically going to be better. And in that, your life is going to get better. You're going to have better thoughts that go through your brain because fix our food, we fix our mood. If you don't get anything else from me, please just take that. I don't care if you think I'm full of shit. I don't care what you think of me as a wrestler. I'm telling you guys, I will never lie to you on that. Fix our food, we fix our mood. Don't let your kids become victims like a lot of us were to the marketing of these big corporations, the cereal. You don't need cereal in your house. It's absolute horseshit. We don't need cereal. Eliminate it. Eliminate it. We don't need processed food. Eliminate it. Stop it. You'll feel so much better. You're going to look better. It's just everything in our lives get better. People function without all this BS that we are living in for how long? We got to wake up, man. Right? So. Marcus, thank you. I met you in Warren, Ohio. You're such a nice guy. Thank you very much, buddy. It's crazy how there can be such conflicting things. I think because I don't put up with BS, that could sometimes get people to, I think if you know me, you know me. And I'm glad you got to meet me, buddy. And I'm glad I met you. Walter, how do you get rid of the man cans? I would say you need to go get blood work done, Walter. Total testosterone, free testosterone, and estrogen. Please go get that blood work done. And then we could further that conversation because you may have high estrogen. And if you have high estrogen, DIM will fix that, DIM. And I can't pronounce the name off the top of my head, but it's dim, and we have it in the Big Guy Testosterone Booster, but dim alone may be a solution for you, but you need to go get blood work done on your total estrogen as well as your testosterone. And Walter, it takes time. It takes time to get results. Patience is one of the big keys. Patience and being consistent to getting what we want in this world, right? And not giving up. And it's Walter, it's just, you don't get the way that you are overnight, and you don't solve it overnight as well with that. And it's just little baby steps. And you got to keep improving on those baby steps as you take more steps. Good question here. I answered a question on this. It was a little more intense than this, but Ryback, I know you have to look out after yourself and your loved ones and not be a hero, but if you saw a random stranger get bullied, do you usually intervene? It depends on the situation, and there's no answer I could give you on this on 100% certain, because there were times where I'd say that yes, I would, and no, I wouldn't, and it depends on the risk level of what I would interpret at the moment of what do I think my risk level is of being killed on that. But I think people that try to be heroes in situations and then they leave their family behind are selfish. And maybe they're not trying to be selfish in the moment of that, but that's why we have to be self-aware and ask ourselves, my job is to take care of my family and my dogs. They're my priority. If I don't exist, their life is not the same. So every decision I make is based on what is best for them. And that's not selfish with that, because otherwise that's how, but right. If there's a situation, something going on, right. And somebody being bullied, whatever the situation, whatever level that may take. And I go over there and the person turns around and puts a gun and blows my brains out as I'm walking over. Right. Then what I obviously was not focused on my family and my dogs. What was I focused on? Oh, I want to go help that person I've never even met my entire life because I don't think what's going on is right. Think about it. That's all I'm going to ask you guys to do. Think about it. All right, we're going to have to block you. You just got shell-shocked out of here, buddy. I apologize, but I don't apologize. See you later. Sayonara. Biatch. I did not hear about Alberto Del Rio going back to WWE, but I love Alberto and think I have nothing but respect for him. I loved wrestling him. Every interaction I've had with him has been positive. He's a funny guy. He's a tough guy, and I always enjoyed watching him wrestle. He always went out there. I have fond memories of watching him go out there on live events, working very, very hard. And man, I like Alberto a lot. He deserves to be back. Thank you very much, Adam, buddy. We'll try to get a couple of these every week at least. I'd like to get 3 lives a week, but not always possible. All right, guys. With that, we're going to wrap up tonight's show. I thank you guys. As always, I appreciate your questions. And as always, Feed Me More Nutrition, available on feedmemore.com. Save 20% with discount code Ryback Show 20, Ryback Show 20 on feedmemore.com for the best supplements on the planet. And go follow me on TikTok, the big guy Ryback 22, and go follow me on YouTube, Ryback TV. I was going to say Ryback. That's Periscope, Twitter. You don't got to follow me there because nobody sees any of my tweets anyway. So anyways, guys, thank you very much. I love you. Have a great evening, enjoying some pro wrestling. Whatever you're doing, having a great weekend. Hopefully we get on for another stream before the week's over. And stay hungry. Feed me more.